Hey everybody, how are you? Let me catch up with this here. We got a couple people in here today. I don't know, I'm trying to figure out what's a good time to do live streams every week. So, Mary Ranch is here, and Mary, I see you're doing better, so that's very good news. So, Stephen Carlson, let me see where are you at? Dangerous winter storm here. Where Stephen, where are you located at in the states? So, or you might not be in the states. I'm not sure. So, ready, set, autism. Welcome. So, so how is everybody today? This wonderful Saturday. So, my day here. Good afternoon. Yeah, good afternoon to you too. My day today, after I'm done with the live stream, I'm gonna take that there. Switch. Oh, Illinois. Okay. Okay. Oh, so if you're getting a winter storm, um, that's probably going to hit us tomorrow then, because I'm in Northeast Ohio. So, I did see Stephen that we're supposed to get like this weekend. It's supposed to be high. I think 23 here. So, um, but our snow so far this year, uh, minimal. I'm now I'm just south of the snow belt from Lake Erie. Um, Kevin, you're funny. Everybody, Kevin is tied up. Oh, Bamf, what's up, man? Uh, so that's a good question. So, ready, set, autism. So my hives, they stay over where they're at. They actually are at my mom's place. I started them over there a couple years ago before I was living where I'm at now, and they they just have been there. Baddest bees, what's up, John? How are you, brother? I appreciate that. But they just stay put. I'm going to actually, and John's going to say, yeah, we got Inspector Gadget here. So I'm going to actually take that scope that I have over today just because it's sunny and -3 with, whew, that's cold. I'm just going to see if I can't get another little video. I just, Teeny Ladybug, welcome. Just did a video all this past week, I think, using this thing. And just to see what they're doing inside of there. But the girls did not like the light. I'm going to see. Oh, snap. We got Homer in here. What's up, Micro Farmer? Micro Farmer, I woke up at 6 o'clock in the morning, go in, go to the bathroom, get a little drink of water. Your, your live was still going. I was just like, he doesn't stop. But back to this thing here. There's different light settings on this, and I think I had this on the lowest setting. I'm not sure, but as soon as the girls saw that light, I mean, they were on this thing like they're on honey, So I'm gonna see if I can't play with that and get a little bit more video, go over because it's early in the day. I'm off today. I don't have to do that much stuff. So yeah, but that's what my day is gonna be. So. But yeah, the bees just, as far as in the winter and up here, they just chill. They just stay in the hive. Morning, Joy. How are you? And they just, someone got to make sure Americans. Homer, you're nuts, buddy. Uh, yeah, Obamf. Yeah. Yeah, I know. You and me both are ready for spring. But they just do their thing. They stay inside. They typically cluster, towards the bottom. Now I run two deeps, and they'll typically just stay clustered in there, and they gradually will move up, just going through their stores. Um, and it's a certain amount, over a time range. I don't know all those figures. I know folks like Baddest Bees, they know 100 times more about beekeeping than what I do. That's why I say I'm a rookie. Um, but and that's all they do. They gradually move up. and typically they should have enough in that hive, of stores, make it through the winter. Now, uh, mine in the winter, typically what you'll see is if it warms up, breaks into the 40s or so, you'll see them out. And then what they'll do too is because, and this is a good thing to have, is, those bees that are a little bit more hygienic, you'll see them dragging out the dead because every day you're going to have bees that die. It just happens. And I've seen a couple folks on some posts where they worry because they went out and checked on their hives in the snow and they saw 30, 40, 50 dead out front. And that's fine. I mean, you figure there are so many thousands in, and Ready Set Autism, it just happens. And it's funny, if I can get a video in the springtime, it's hilarious because you'll see like a bee dragging out another one that's dead, and then they'll kind of get set and they'll fly off, and they'll take them away from the hive. In the spring, summertime, and all that, they'll take them out away from the hive because they don't want, like around here we get skunks, so they'll get into the hives, and then just other pests like that. You're not going to see them typically just throwing them right out front because you don't want them, you don't want, the bees don't want the pests knowing, oh, we got a food source here. So it's funny, but in the winter, they're not flying like that. So when they do get a day and they drag out some, you'll see them scattered here and there. But, there are thousands. I mean, when you get a package of bees, typically you're about 10,000 bees in there. And then they build up. So if you have 50, 60, 70,000 bees in a hive and you have 50 that, if you're seeing 50 die, it's not much. Plus you have to weigh in also the amount of eggs that the queen lays. It's 1,000 plus a day. So, and then with their lifespan in the summer. Now in the winter, there's something. Bees are. In the wintertime, now those bees typically last longer. Just, they're not out doing all the regular old duties. So winter bees, typically they last longer. But summer, you figure if the queen's laying 1,000 plus eggs a day, you're going to eventually have that many. Hey, Matt and Sarah, what's up, man? You're going to have that many dying, very often. So it's the circle of life, more or less, with a beehive. So thought about doing forensic pictures to see, how many bees die in a day. Oh, wow. Yeah, Ready Set Autism. I think, John, correct me on this. Summertime, what is it, like 6 weeks, 8 weeks? John would know. But I forget some of this stuff. So I do know through the winter, like typically here, like your winter bees are laid late in the fall, and they'll take us into, you're looking at October, November, and they'll take us into February, March or so, and the queen starts ramping up and laying a little bit again. So they go a couple months, 4 to 6 months or so, it just depends. But in the summer, it's only a few weeks, about 2 months or so, but that's it. And when they hatch and then they're capped over and they emerge out, they cycle through different job duties throughout the hive, and the nurse bees and just all kind of different roles. And that's because before they go out and become foragers, the thought is, well, let's get, we've invested all of this into this bee. Let's get, hey, John, you take care, buddy. Yeah, I appreciate you stopping in. So have a good day, buddy. John, and look for Inspector Gadget's going to be at it today. But back to the bees, they want to get all that work out of them before they go out to forage, because typically when they go out to forage, I mean, you figure anything can happen. another pest grabs them day one. So if they, emerge out and go straight to foraging, the hive could possibly get nothing out of them. So they cycle through roles. It's if you start researching and just do, just a little bit of research into beekeeping and the different roles that honeybees play. Rodney, what's up, brother? Rodney, how's your weather down there in Carolinas? So, Adrian, what's happening? Farmstead Smith. Adrian, you got to decide on which channel now you're popping in with. See? So, but yeah, that's how they normally, how they normally do. So, but I'm just curious. I got this little gadget just because, I wanted to see what they were doing in the winter in there, and I ticked them off when I shoved that light in there. But it's okay. There was one actually that flew out, and Ricky Rourke, how you doing, buddy? I'm doing okay, doing all right today. So I'm going to go over and try and peek in the hives. So, but there was one bushcraft family. What's happening? There was one that actually came over, and when I pulled the scope out, come out, and I did the old duck, overcast and 54. Rodney, I'd love to have that today, buddy. I would. I'd be digging in the hives if I had 54. Oh man. But yeah, there was one that come out at me, and I thought, "What are you doing? You're going to freeze." So, but I mean, it happened. So, hey y'all. So I'm gonna this guy. He's had a couple plugs thrown out. This guy right here, micro farmer. Check him out. If -2. Matt, where are you guys at? I forget where you all are located at. -2. Man, that's cold. But yeah, check out Micro Farmer because he's needs to gain up. He's closing in on that 1,000 mark, but he needs to get some hours. So check him out. Yeah, Minnesota. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there we go. We got, if you can see that. We're 23 right now, but sunny. So I'll take that. 23 and sunny. And you see here, look. I got shorts on today. So when I go over and check the hives, it's going to be 23 sunny, shorts on. That's how we roll in Ohio. So folks down south, if it was 23 degrees, oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, Reddy said autism. If it's cold in Florida, but you know what though, we get used to it up here. I mean, like right now. So if it's in the fall and those first couple times it dips down 30, we hit 20s. We're cold right now. Once we've been in the winter a little bit, we have shorts on too. But you're out of the wood stove, yeah. Hey, Homer, that's no. Come on with that homesteading. There you go. Welcome. Right now, it's funny. 7 feels like, yeah, wow, joy. Yeah, everybody, I think didn't they say that there's another polar vortex that's swooping down? So we're hitting low 30s at night. That's cold for down your way. Yeah, that's cold. Wow. Bushcraft, where are you at in Ohio? I forget. I might have asked you before. My wife tells me I have COVID brain ever since I got that stupid COVID. I have noticed I've been forgetting like certain things. It's, oh well. I can use that as an excuse now. Just if I forget something, like I forget to do the dishes. Coshocton. I'm trying to think. Coshocton, is that, are you suburb of Columbus or where? Coshocton. Homer, you're getting 5 to 8 more? Oh my gosh. Wow. Polar vortex last 2 weeks. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, Reddy said autism. I mean, I was bound to you know, I was bound to catch it just because I work in healthcare. Um, and I actually, I used to travel for work. I would go out to, oh, that's awesome. Come on, homesteading. Thank you for that. I used to travel for work. So I work for a company that we go into nephrology practices and help them set up an electronic medical record. And I mainly train the physicians how to use the system and set up like their note templates and all that kind of stuff. Um, and just due to the COVID, it was just getting too risky with us being out. The last place that I traveled to was in Mississippi, and um, it ended up that a girl didn't know she had it come in and and we had masks. Like my work was very strict. You have to have PPE. You have to have a mask. You got to do the hand sanitizer, all that. So we were all fine with that. 60 miles east of Columbus. Yeah, I thought so. I thought Coshocton was down somewhere there. Yeah. Okay. Are you then? So you got to be out Zanesville way, maybe? Is that maybe if I'm thinking correct? Um, but anyways, back to when I caught that. It just happened. And the girl that had it, she literally, like, we would walk into that clinic and they had a station that you had to check in at, check temp, go through a symptom checklist. And the girl that brought it in, she was fine in the morning, no temp, no symptoms. When she got back from lunch north of Zanesville, there you go. I knew I was down around that area sometime. When she come back from lunch, they checked her temp, fever. Then come by the evening, she was in the hospital in respiratory distress. So I missed something there. Any chance it was a porcupine? Oh, Bamf, I don't know what you're saying there, buddy. Let me scroll back up because I saw some comments. Adrian, so bees were flying yesterday, almost hit 60. Wow. Did some dead bee scraping off the bottom board. Yeah. Still kicking. That's good to hear. Good to hear. Yeah. Rodney, we won't have that until April, May. Just depends on the weather. So, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah. Swarm. They were going to charge you for the removal? Wow. I tell you, the next time when you see a swarm like that, there's got to be some, if you know of any local bee clubs that are in your area, typically I know the ones in my area, they have like a swarm list. And if you want to be on the swarm list, they just go down the list and call the next one, and you go out and people take them for free, because if you get a swarm, you're I mean, a package of bees, it ran me $140, and if you get a swarm, typically now swarms, there's a benefit to those because that's coming from hives that are accustomed to your climate and all that stuff. So I mean, there's people that jump all over swarms. I'm not. There's a town called Sandwich. See? Yeah, right. Oh, I missed it. There we go. Right there. Remove bees for free. That's exactly it. Yeah, nobody should ever charge to remove a swarm. I mean, if it's hanging in a tree and it's not that high, 86 off-road, what's happening? How would you even capture them without dying? Typically now, Ready, Set, Autism, swarms are very docile. They're packed up for the travel. They typically, before they'll go out and swarm, they're loaded up on honey and everything, and they don't have a hive to protect, so they're typically very docile. You can reach your hand into the ball. Like I've only ever caught one. I I put my hand with a glove straight into the ball of it and just knocked it down. And yeah, they're full of honey, so they're not, you know, their main thing when they're out like that clustered, they typically will cluster on the queen. They're looking for a new home. That's it. And so they're not, going crazy. And even if they're like not at face level, if somebody has to climb a ladder, really, what you would do if they're on a branch, if you can get a box under it and you just shake the thing into the box and you're good. There's some people I've seen, they'll use a gun if it's real high and shoot it so it falls. Yeah. First swarm catch is from a new colony that year. Oh, wow. Caught it in June or July. Oh, yeah. Adrian, somebody wasn't happy. Oh, I got to get my morning coffee. I slept till 11 o'clock today. So I sat up on Micro Farmers Live for a little bit until my iPad died. And I was taking sips of tequila. So, yeah. Yeah, but, if don't do what... Oh, I know. Yeah, so, oh, man. I'm going to share that again. So Ready Set Autism, this will be in Mary. Thanks for... I'm going to look this up. So this is going to no bee action here today. Winter finally hit. Oh, yeah, E6 off-road. Yeah, it's we're getting cold weather too in Ohio. So let me find. So Ready Set Autism, what Mary Ranch is referring to is our good buddy Doug. Let me see where his bee. Oh, I think I just saw it. Beekeeping. So it's His Way Homestead. Commander Bacon at His Way Homestead. Here we go. So his very first hive that, or swarm, and it was his very first bees. So he didn't have jacket. He didn't have veil. Adrian, you'll see it here in 1 second. Let me see. I'll get it. All right, y'all. So it's paused. Let me share. Bama Bees. What's up, Jason? How are you? How you doing, buddy? Let me share. There we go. And then let's make that big. Oh, let's see here. There we go. All right. So, Ready Set Autism. So this is Doug with His Way Homestead. Okay. Climbed up on a ladder, has that box. And there's, if you see right, in there, in that just above it, that darker shaded area, that's the swarm of bees. So hopefully this plays. There we go. So he's up on a ladder. Okay. No jacket. Jason, you're all over the place, buddy. You were going to Birmingham the other day. Wow, drive safe though, brother. Yeah, I appreciate you stopping in, but drive safe. Adrian, watch this. Here you go. Wow, face full of bees. I love that video. Doug, if you watch this after, I love that. I love that. But yeah, but you know what though? Now that said,
I'm not anxious.
So you just saw all those bees there. He did not get stung. So they're really not, they're not looking out to attack somebody.
Sorry.
They're just 86 off-road. Yeah, they're. Oh man, that's. I just but they're not. Adrian, I know in the box it just sat there, But yeah, he said he did not get stung. They fell down in there. He caught them, and he still. Willows are great trees, yeah. Backyard bees and C's. What's up, man? Oh yeah. But yeah, and it's funny. He still has that hive. That's one of his better hives. So it's 6 equinoxes to get. Geesh. Wow. Hey, backyard bees and see Brian. I'm taking my little scope over today. Inspector Gadget's going to be back at it today. So typically Ready Set Autism, when you shake them in there, they're looking for a home. So if it meets kind of, okay, this looks good. I don't know if he had any frames in there or anything, but if you get them in there, and now what you'll see in theirs, if you want to see something cool, they stay with the queen. That's exactly it. When the Inspector G, if the queen gets down into that box, there will be other bees that you'll see that will have their backside up and they'll be fanning. I just did a short with slow-mo of bees fanning, so you could see that. But they'll fan, and her pheromone, G for short. Brian, you're funny. Their pheromone, those bees, when they're fanning it, they're saying, hey, queen's in here. And there are videos that you can watch where, what up, G? Oh, Brian, you're crazy. But there's videos that you can watch that once the queen is in the box, there will be a whole huge mound of bees on the ground, and you'll see them just march right into the hive. And it's so darn funny. You'll see them just as a group, and they just all march right in, and boom, Nazanoff. Yeah. Stopped off to cross-country ski. Oh, snowshoe at Mount Hood. I love Mount Hood. Oh, man. 18 bees. 18 bees, brother. I'm breaking out the DS today. Again, I'm going to go over and see if I can't get some video, if they don't get ticked off at me. So, yeah. Hey, Backyard Bees NC, are you're doing some queen rearing this year, right? Again, because I think you started last year. So if you're doing some queen rearing, give me tips. I got those the queen pheromone. I got those strips. So I appreciate that tip, and I actually looked up on those. I had no clue. So I got I think 6 of them, 6 little things, and they said, now they come in about, I don't know, yay long, what they're about 2.5 inches long or so, 3 inches long. Some people said you could cut them. Is that true? And then you basically double it up because you're only going to use them. I think it said it'll keep the colony, they'll believe their queen right for about 2 weeks. And if I cut it, because when I'm doing that and putting the queens in, it's only going to be for a couple of days. So, but 86 off-road, yeah, need to get one of those cameras. So they are in the link. I just did a video this past week. It lists that model, and I actually found that out from 18 Bees. He had it. I I had another from this brand, Depstech. I had another one of these things, and look, this thing even got a light on it. And it basically Bluetooth to your phone. Um, the connection was spotty, and the picture was like it was a blur fest. It was nothing. It was nothing that that older unit, and it was like $27. I just thought, oh, this is going to be cool, and it was really nothing that I could show on video. It was so just choppy, and but for $20 I thought, ah. So, and then when I saw, that other one, this thing, it does a good job. So, 1/4 inch. Hey, Brian, I'm just seeing that. Yeah, okay. I need to watch more of those UOG videos because they toss out some info. Um, just there's some knowledgeable people up there, and I forget the guy's name that's always talking in there. If y'all want to make some extra money, you classes for kids, yeah. I know that some of the bee clubs around my area, they'll go out and 200 Canadian. That's funny. Oh, we got Goat in here. That's why we like Goat, because he, positive here. Beautiful people. See what's happening, Goat. Paul Kelly. There you go. Some of the bee clubs around here, they'll take. I know there's one that I got to check them out. I got to go onto their site and check them out. Ed, what's happening, man? Southern Woodworking Homestead. So, Ed, are you driving today? You've been driving a lot. The one little local club, they're kind of smaller. Promise not to leave raisins on the floor. Goat, you're crazy, brother. They're a smaller club now. They kind of got restarted. They were going down a bad slope, and just lost a lot of members. Ed, you drive safe, brother. Yeah, I appreciate you being alive, but yeah, just first make sure you're driving safe. So, but this club, they have hives set up that they actually take people out to that are interested in beekeeping now, and I kind of like that now. Before they weren't so hot. I went to one meeting that they had, and literally the entire meeting, they were talking. The president then was talking about his son being paid. It was like a couple $100 to design a website for them, and they would get advertisement on like CNN.com and like the ticker, and people were like, so do you think people are going to fly from like across the U.S. to come to our like bee club that has 10 people? So it was just an entire waste. They didn't talk about bees. And it was about this time of year when it's important that, new beekeepers, you can't really wait. Like right now is the time that if you're going to start, a lot of places that sell packages, a lot of places that sell nukes, and nukes are a 5-frame colony that's already, set up. Oh, man. Are you serious? That's awesome. But nukes are already, it's a 5-frame colony that's already, typically there's 2 frames of brood, and that's the eggs and larvae and all that, and there's stores in there. So it's already a colony that's going. Right now's the time that people order those. So, and I didn't, like, then when I went to that meeting, I had no idea, but they didn't talk about anything. And when I kind of raised my hand after about 50 minutes of the meeting, and I was like, are you all going to talk about bees? And they were like, well, through the winter, there's not much to talk about. And I was just like, okay. So great to see you. Topic. Been a lot of live streams. It's great you're on. Oh, hey, thanks so much. Yeah, thanks so much. I appreciate that. Um, but yeah, they were just so. And for me, it was a letdown. I thought I was all pumped. I'm going to a bee club. I'm going to be a beekeeper, and it was kind of a letdown. But then after that, I I haven't been a part of a club. So I've been 4 years. Just learn from my own. Wow. Hey Ed, let me know. Let me know when you're going to do that, and we'll throw some plugs out. I'll share it and stuff. So that's awesome. That's awesome, brother. So, Adrian, what are you saying up there? Our club does B school every year. Wow, except last year, yeah. Working on a Zoom B school this year. Weren't sure how to do it. Yeah, that it just the virtual. It gets so. It just throws that extra level in there. That you. It's not like hands on. You know. Check out Devin. I'm going to check that out right now. Devin R.A. Oh, Devin Ron Beekeeping right there. Southern Ontario. Oh, okay. I got him. Oh, his last video, it's been a while ago. I'll have to go through it, though. Oh, yeah, I see a lot of... Okay. Awesome. I got him. Here's a link. Just remember that beekeeping is local. Yeah. Yeah, and so Ready Set Autism, what Adrian is hitting on there, when she says, just remember that beekeeping is local. Oh, he pretty much quit. That's a bummer there, Brian. What Adrian's, what Farmstead Smith is saying there, and I always tell people this, when people get on here and, they're asking me about stuff, what I'm doing is for Northeast Ohio. It might not work where Farmstead Smith is at, out Pacific Northwest, might not work for her. Bama Bees down south won't work for him. So she hit on a very key point there is, you got to check locally. But she also said, there's just some basic skills that you can learn, and that's good. That's good. So he was part of, let me catch up on some of these comments. Colder than sin here, Goat. You're saying, yeah, Goat. It's chilly here, so, but it's not too bad. Castle Hive, have to go. Have a wonderful day. Looking forward to seeing the next video with your scope. Hey, Mary. Yeah, you take care. I appreciate you stopping in. I'll, like I said, I'm going to go over today, Mary. So hopefully I can get them a little bit more on video. I'm going to maybe try without the light just to see. Now it might be dark. I don't know. I don't know how the focus and that is on that thing in a dark setting, but we'll see. So, but yeah, Mary, you take care. Glad you're feeling better and everything. So, let me catch up here. And I saw on Devin, this would be a good one for Ready Set Autism. He's got, I can just tell by some of the video topics there. There's a ton of info on his page. Wow. Even like the hygienic testing, that's pretty slick. Yeah, I like that. So let's see here. Oh, come on, homesteading. You're doing chicken wings. Oh, man. Now I'm going to get off topic here for a second. Beekeeping. Come on, homesteading. So I did, for my son's birthday last month, It's been a couple weeks ago. I asked him what he wanted to eat. He said, "How about wings on a smoker?" I said, "Yeah, I can do wings on the smoker." So I got the pellet, pellet grill smoker. I smoked these things for, gosh, 2.5 hours, and I set out my sauces. I had my buffalo sauce and different sauces I got for them. Not a single person uh, opened any of the sauces. The rub that I put on them in that and just smoking them. Oh my gosh. I was thinking about doing that tomorrow. So, oh, fried up Friday. Okay. I'll watch that. Yeah, I'll watch that. Uh, Bushcraft family. So, how much honey do you get from a hive in a season? That is a question. So, it varies. So, there's a lot of factors on the strength of the hive. Got to smoke jalapenos and cayennes. Oh, yeah, and what Adrian said right there. So it just depends on where you're at. So there's environmental factors. So if it's real dry out, there's not going to be a lot of nectar. The colony strength also. If the colony is real weak, it's not really going to be producing much. Um, from one of my hives, so my one real strong hive, this was my second season. 2 years ago would have been. Um, my one hive, more or less, it was like June-ish or so, after all of that, your spring wildflowers and all that, I got 70, I think, 1 or 73 pints from one hive. And I was blown away. And then in the fall, I got like 10. So it just varies. And that hive was still same strength, but the flow was just horrible. So it varies. I mean, you can get a lot, but you might have like just the perfect conditions and decent amount of rain, and they're getting out there and they're foraging and they're just bringing it in, and you can tell when they're pounding the supers, when they're pounding those honey boxes, you can tell. I so an experiment like I was doing, I was using but it's time to go. A few weeks left until a very big announcement. Oh, okay. Ready, said autism. Yeah. Thanks for stopping in. I'm happy to share bee stuff. So, but you all take care. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you again. So, but the first time I tried a flow hive, the flow super, they weren't touching it. Now I didn't pre-wax it and do all that stuff. I really didn't know. I had it on there and they weren't even touching it. Hive right next door was filled a complete super and was working on the second one. And I'm like, okay, what's going on here? So I switched out the flow super, put on regular super. They filled it in a week. So it just, when they're on a good flow, I mean, they're banging. So, yeah, first honey, got a ton, like 10 gallons. That's awesome. Yeah. This year, I'll tell you, I probably, I don't know how much I'm going to get this year just because I've had some losses in the winter. And, my first use was perfect. Yeah. Yeah, Adrian, I tried that thing 3 times. And this last year, when I harvested from it, I got 7 pints. And hive right next to it, probably 4 or 5 times that amount. So I I'm not impressed. I have somebody that wants to buy it. I actually I should pick that up today and just clean it off some, uh, and take some pictures because the person wants to see that it's functional. So I'll probably end up doing just a short little clip and sending it somehow, just that they can see that the frames are functional, all that stuff. Um, but yeah, I'm going to be selling my Flow Super. So this year I'm expecting less so far. Yeah, with my losses this year, I'm not expecting much. We'll see. Uh, I've only got one hive left, and it's just such a bummer. Um, and that's happened across the board. A lot of people have lost this winter. Uh, but I got packages. I got another a buddy follows me on here, and then he was in a local bee club, and I met him, and I go over his place. He's going to give me a split, and I'm going to try. I'm going to try and do queen rearing this year, but it just depends. It depends on the work that I get in. So, yeah, Adrian, it's between summer and fall pulled 24 gallons. That is awesome. Fall honey crystallized. Yeah. The 86 off road. Um, that's awesome. Yeah. Hey, Brian, I plan on it. So when I'm probably going to rotate, I'll do 50-50. I mean, I've got those honey frames and all that, but the frames that are mainly for brood, I'm gonna do a 50-50 rotation this year just to get some new comb in there. Um, and depending on how they're building up, D9, what's happening, man? Good to see you. It's good to see you. Uh, Depending on how they're building up, and I'm gonna feed them like mad. I'm gonna see if I can't rotate out a lot of that comb. So just to get that done, and like you said, I mean, it might be that pesticide buildup in there. Um, who knows? But yeah, Brian, I plan on doing that. So when it snows, like we hurry up and clean the hive off. I don't. Some people do. I don't. So yeah. So Banff there. Uh, Typically now my setup in the winter so I have you have that entrance in the bottom, but on the top of my hives I have a little small entrance also. So even if we get a ton of snow, now mine are up on hive stand, so we'd have to get a lot of snow blowing from the south to get onto their entrances. They still have an entrance in the top, and then there's some vent holes in the top also. So I don't ever clean them off because when somebody asked me before about that, and they were kind of like getting at me about it, you don't do that, and you're not taking care of your bees and all that stuff. And my question, I said, well, so who's going around through the woods and all that and finding, the honeybees out there and cleaning their entrances off? So additional entrance running. So Adrian, on the Vivaldi boards that I use, that little box that has that cage little area, and I put the burlap in it, there's an entrance on there. So it's the same exact size as the inner cover, same size. It's just that little small, but that's all I use. So, and then on the Vivaldis also, there's a slit that's probably, I'd say 6 to 8 inches, and it's about, I'd say maybe ½ inch then, and it's screened just to allow that ventilation. So there's ventilation going. So yeah. D9, what's happening up there, brother? How you doing? I saw your community thing about popping into your streams. I try about once a week or so at least. And then also there, buddy, if I have any videos where it's just like I do like high speed or something like that, you're the music of choice there, brother. So yeah, and I appreciate you sharing all that stuff out. I do. So yeah, that's just it right there. Oh man, it's funny. I got so I've got a jar from Jason at Bama Bees that he sent me, and I almost went through the whole thing in December when I was, you know, with the virus thing. But I got a quart next to that jar. It's sitting in the kitchen on the windowsill. The whole solid thing, it's the whole jar. It's solid, and I love that. I'll take an English muffin, you know, toast that English muffin and just spread that honey on it. Oh, that's just, yeah, it's delicious. Yeah. D9L, thank you, brother. Yeah, I appreciate you doing that. So, and I enjoy listening. So, yeah, that is no problem, brother. So, what's Adrian saying? I love crystallized honey. Fall flow here. It's mostly rabbit brush. I've never heard of that. Nectar super high in glucose. Oh, so crystallized, yeah. Crystallized under a month. Wow. Yeah, bushcraft. It's if and I tell you, like, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that's what Europeans prefer the most is crystallized honey. Within the States, we're one of the only ones where folks, everybody always jumps at like the liquid honey, and I'm just like, it don't make sense to me, because the crystallized honey, you got a lot more uses for it. You could use it for spreads and all that kind of stuff. And if you want it now, if you want to liquefy it again, all that you have to do is just warm some water, real light heat on the stove. Get a pot with some water and just set it in there, and it'll melt all back down. I don't, though. I typically just, scoop it out, and if you're going to use it in tea or coffee, it's going to melt within a couple seconds. So there's no harm there. It's just you can't pour it. So, but yeah, I love crystallized honey too. Yeah. Goldenrod. Yep. So those that don't know, goldenrod, beekeepers in here know. When goldenrod is in, because it stinks, and they say smelly sock season. It just has that certain unique, that pungent, smell. And I'll get, 50, 75 feet away from my beehives, and stinky hives, and you could just smell it. And then when you crack the top, and you just get that like waft of, man, it smells like a gym. So that exact process, yeah, that's something that I'll defer to Adrian there. She says the whole page on my website about crystallized honey. There you go. Yeah. Adrian, it's so good though. That's some of the best time. I prefer that fall honey because it's darker. You get that stronger taste in it. So, and here, so if you're wondering, typically, and here, let me grab. I've got two. Yep, here we go. So this right here is, hey, Wide Family Farming, and I believe it's Courtney, if I'm correct. This here is spring honey. This here is fall honey. So see the difference in there. And then the spring honey, there's very little crystallization in there. In this fall honey, we're crystallized up to here. So The difference is, I mean, it's plain as day right there. Look at that. One's very light. The other is, you know, okay. All right, Ed, I will. Email me so I can reply back to you. And okay. All right, Ed, I will. Yeah, I will. But yeah, that's the difference right there. Look at that. Plain as day. And, you know, from honeybees, but, and it just depends on their nectar source where they're getting it, on the color, taste, and different things like that. But these are actually, that's my little sticker. Um, this is fall from 2018. This was spring from 2019. So, hey, Adrian, thank you for sharing that. Yeah. Let me, Ed, I'm going to write a note that way I don't forget, because if I don't write notes anymore, I forget stuff. Oh, that's not working. All right, Ed, I got you, buddy. I'll email you later on today. When I'm off here, I'm going to run out and grab a Starbucks and go check the hives. So how many hives did you go in the winter with? I had 5. I was up in the summer, I was up to 8. I started the year with 3, got up to 8 just from doing splits and stuff. Secure Acres, Natural Bees. Hey, how are you? How you guys doing? I was up to 8. Late in the year, I found 2 hives that didn't have queens, and it was real late. And I ran what was called a resource hive, and they're just smaller colonies. It's a box that has 2 colonies in it. So I took the queens and that from there and just combined them over. So then I went down to 6. And then there was a nasty, I still think it's from the wind. We had a nasty wind for a good day or so, and I had 1 hive left. So then I was down to 5. And in the month of December, mid-December to mid-January, over about a 3-4 week period, that's then where I've found 4 gone. So I'm down to 1. So, but it is what it is. I mean, I look at it in that, why do I think they're dying? I'll get to that in a second. I look at it in that I have that extra equipment there with drawn out comb, and those stores in there, the honey and all that in there, is that it will benefit when I start a new one. That's it. I'm not looking at the negative side of it, because you're going to have that. Beekeeping, you're going to lose hives. It's just it's going to happen. If somebody says they will never lose hives, like I was watching a video from Canadian Beekeepers blog, Ian, the other day, and he was going through his numbers on like losses through a year. And I think he's got 1,500 colonies. And if he has a 10% loss in the winter, 10% loss in spring and stuff, he was going through all the numbers. He estimates in a year's time, he has 400 that he has to make up. So it just happens, and you prepare for it. Now, this winter, this is my first winter that I've ever lost a hive. My prior ones, I don't know whether it was, yeah, for sure it happens. I don't know whether, Ed, I know it's old age, brother. I have no idea. I mean, so 4 years I've been doing this. This next summer will be my 5th summer, and I lost 4 hives then in a month. So the way I looked at it was this. I thought, well, I've been doing this 4 years. I lost 4 hives here now. So I lost 1 hive a year. I looked at it as that. I just tried to find the positive end of it. So, so Adrian, why I think I lost them? 86 off roads. I think it probably was mites. Um, I this is my first year using oxalic acid, um, and from a lot of people I've talked to, they said, uh, "Oh man, oh that's something there, brother." A lot of people said if you're going to use oxalic acid, also use Apivar, just to kind of, you know, you get that extra treatment in there, you know. So I think that might have been it. Uh, I just, I think it might have been mites. I don't know. I tried, treating them, thinking, now is it my fault that I did not do an alcohol wash? Yeah. So, I just thought, well, I treat them. And before, like prior years, my first year I used Apivar only. Um, and they're little strips that you dangle and you hang them in the hives. And as the bees walk over them, it picks up, the treatment and they spread it through and it kills the mites. Second year, third year, I used Formic Pro. Now, wow, Mike Frommer. Oh, yeah, you're back and forth. This busy time. That's so 86 off roads. That's probably what I'm going to do. My second and third year, like I said, I used Formic Pro. But Formic Pro is very... there are very specific conditions that you have to, have in order to use it. If it gets too hot, and there are actual pads that you put into the hives, if it gets too hot, you'll have too much chemical release into the hive. And I think if it gets above 84 or something like that, 85 maybe, and then you can have queen mortality. So, you get that with the Formic. I wanted to go to oxalic. Now, I just went and I got this bugger. So if you all didn't see this, it's called the Mighty Mite Zap. It's a vape gun. Snow coming in 3 hours. Yuck. Oh yeah. Yep. Oh, Banff. That's it, man. This setup here, and I got it on. Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, you can't use Formic in the heat. Yep. I got this off of Etsy, and the build is solid. I've seen some vape guns, and I was going to try and get. I was going to try and get one of those Johnny vapes. I think they were $125, but he quit making them. I emailed him, and he was, he sent back a real nice reply. He just retired from it, got too busy and didn't want that and stuff. And so I found this on Etsy. And I mean, it's solid. It's all pre-tested. It's calibrated. So, plugs in. Now, for some people that don't have, that's it. Yep. That is it. If you go back to my video, there's a link right in there that takes you right to the guy's store. The guy's name is Jay. And he actually watched my video where I did the unboxing and actually thanked me. He sent me a message last night actually and was like, hey, thanks for, doing that video. Appreciate it. And so, but he seems, and he sent me a sheet with it. I'm going to read it. So he sent me this sheet, and it has about cleaning it and all that stuff, but recommend usage. Here we go. Thank you for the purchase. So make these as a hobby to help beekeepers and the bees. So that right there, I mean, he starts out and you buy this product and you open this up and you see the very first words are, he wants to help beekeepers and bees. It's important to me to make a high quality product, and satisfaction and feedback is important. Temperature controller is set. He's got the temperature range there. And then he also says in here about doing, your own research about oxalic acid. And he has all words on here as far as safety about gloves and the correct respirators and all that stuff. But I was super impressed. The build on it is this thing is solid. Now, if you're one that if you don't have access to power, if your hives are out in the middle of nowhere, wow, I wish that I could. Yeah, I wish. If your hives are way out and you don't have access to 110, then you're not going to be able to go this route. Now they've got ones that are butane and all that I've seen. I don't know. I went towards this route, and I'm honest. I'm happy I did. This seems pretty solid. My hives are I think from an outlet where they're between 50 and 75 feet from an outlet, so I can easily plug in an extension cord and run it over. So I have that benefit. But just me, so we'll see. So purchase OA vape guy in Canada. Yeah. And I tell you, I didn't want to go like that Pro Vape. Man, those buggers are expensive. I'd rather support local guys like this, than yeah, Adrian, I know. Yeah, car battery jumpers. But my hives are in a fenced area, so that if I didn't have that little, now it's next to a garage, if that wasn't there, I couldn't drive into where they're at because there's a fence and it's only a 5 foot wide or so gate. So I'd be SOL right there. So yeah. 86 off road, it was 187. So Canadian, it'd be 2 something, I would bet. I'm not sure what the conversion is right now. So you don't have to drive. I lost something there. Oh yeah, support local. That's it. What's this? That's what I use for my thing. It's like a cat battery. Huh. I don't know all that stuff, Adrian. I'm a techie geek. I'm like Inspector. Well, you would think that Inspector Gadget would know about that stuff, but I don't. Mighty Might Vape. There you go. Yeah, if you all want to look at that. Yeah. Car. You mean the cat doesn't run around? I was thinking a Caterpillar. That's what I was thinking, like a Caterpillar battery. You're going like heavy machinery, Adrian. I don't know. I'm just a local guy drinking coffee. I don't know all that stuff. I wonder, so 86 off road. I wonder if you would email him or send him a message and ask, because he replies pretty quick. I wonder if you would, because I just wonder. I don't know, but yeah, this darn thing is pretty solid. I don't know what the heck it's a solid darn little unit. So, and I tell you what, this thing though too, and he gave me also, it comes with it. So you put your oxalic in this little silicone cap here, and then that goes on. And what John Battis Bees told me, he said, you got to watch for these caps blow off. So I'll just have to watch that. But, the guy did say, as far as cleaning it, make sure, now I don't think you can see, well, there's the little screw inside of there. Yeah, popping up. But he listed instructions on how to clean everything. So I would think that if everything's clean and pressure doesn't build up in there, um, that I'll be good. Yeah, bam. I got one. And it's got the, I think it's the pink filters on it. I forget which, but it's for oxalic acid, organic something or another's. But yeah, I got all that stuff. I got eye goggles, I got all that stuff. So, and I got a little bag that I keep all my OA stuff in. So, organic vapors, there you go. Yep. Yeah, I got all of that. So, um, I'll be good. Now, this thing here is compared to the wand. Uh, I hear that these vape guns are about 50 to 55 seconds for a treatment. So, I can load up 4 of those little cups and you know, just go down the line and treat. So um, we'll see. We'll see. You all, I mean, I'll put a video up there. So yeah, I'll do a video up. I'm just scrolling up here to see. Yeah, Rodney, if you're still in here, 86 off road there is wondering where you got yours from in Canada. And 86 off road, I wonder if you contact. Now, I don't know what. I think, golly, holy cannoli, Adrian. I don't know what Canadian beekeeper uses, what Ian uses. No, Adrian, he's not. He's down in the Carolinas. He got his vape gun from somebody in Canada. So, but yeah, 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 yeah. I was looking around because, like I said, I wasn't spending $450 on one of those pro vapes. I think that's ridiculous how much they charge for that stuff. So there's probably 30, $40 worth of supplies in the things, and then time. But if you're mass producing like that, I can't imagine that there's much investment as far as time. So yeah, but I wonder if it'd be worth treating your last living hive sometimes. Yeah, 86 off road. That's what I'm. That's what I'm going to do. As soon as the temps, if I have a day and it's 50, I'm going to treat them. So yeah, and we won't have that here. Oh gosh. Well, in the 10-day forecast, let me see here. So we've got a high in the 10-day forecast of 30. So, we'll be okay. But like right now too, oh, there you go, Rodney. Thank you. Let me throw up. Let me see. I'm going to mute that. Oop. Make sure that. Okay. Yeah, Rodney, that popped in. Okay. Man, I forgot what the heck I was going to say. Oh, in the winter time too, there's not as much brood. So the mite count should dip down also just because they need that brood to multiply. So, but when the temps start ramping up, yeah, bushcraft, I know. When those temps start ramping up and the brood starts, the queen starts laying, then your mite count will start going back up. So that's when I'll hit them. Oh, Adrian, is it 40? Okay. I'll have to look into that. I thought somebody told me 50. Okay, 40, that gives me more options because we'll have that in February. I know we'll have that in February. I need to get another weather app because this thing I don't see like a good extended. Ooh. Ooh, y'all, Saturday the 13th, high of 10. Oh, and then after that, it kind of trickles up. So crazy. Oh, well, hour and 15 minutes. So I tell you all, so I like it when they're not flying. Yeah, makes sense. Maybe, Adrian, maybe that's where I heard it was from Cayman that said that. So, oh, Banff, you take care, brother. But yeah, I think I'm going to do the same thing, y'all. That way I can get out and get some things here done in the day. So, but appreciate everybody. Cold sucks, but long stretch cold really crappy. Yeah, I agree. I agree there. So I appreciate everybody jumping in on the live. I'm not sure if I'm going to stick with this time, 12 on Saturdays. I think it seems to be, a decent time. So we'll see. But Spitfire Red, how are you? I'm just getting ready to jump off. But yeah, I appreciate you stopping in. But Adrian, you take care. You have a good weekend. And I'll talk to you through the week. So, hey, thank you, Rodney. I appreciate that. But yeah, everybody take care. I just got to decide. I want to do a live every week. I just need to try and iron down a time that's good for everybody. And I don't want to step on toes of other people as well. So this time seems to maybe work. I just got to figure it out. So, but you all see. So Spitfire Red, I appreciate that. So, but everybody take care. I'm going to get my little scope and go over and peek on some bees. So, but you all take care. Have a wonderful weekend and see you next time.